Okay, well, according to my notifications, it says that I am live. So, since this type of broadcast is new for me, I'm just going to move along and be okay with what I get. As of now, there's absolutely not a soul watching or listening to me, and I have to be okay with that because I'm not necessarily here for attention, for lack of a better word. I am here for therapy. And last night, everything that I've got going just got the best of me. And guess what? It happened again. Today, I had intended to do a live stream in the afternoon and then upload it for later because last night I was just beat. I'm not as beat as I was last night, but I just kind of crawled up into my resting place, and I'm going to call it a night for sure. But I'm going to try to get through. Early this morning, while I was working out, I got a call from someone about some business, and they told me on Monday that they were not looking for the business until the end of the month. And I was like, okay, cool. It gives me time to do what I need to do to prepare. But this morning, in the 7 o'clock hour, my phone rings and it's this guy saying, well, you got anything ready yet? I'm like, no, I'm not supposed to have anything ready. So then he said something about something that I could barely hear. And I was like, okay, I know how I am with deadlines. So I've got to give a deadline. And I said, okay, I'll have something to you in 48 hours. Well, I had planned to set up and be ready to get it, but anyway, I thought I could pull it off, and I still think I can pull it off. So I spent most of the day setting up so that I could provide the service, and spent the last 4 or 5 hours only to realize that I had a technical issue with some equipment that wasn't functioning, and then it took me a few hours to figure that out. So now I'm going to start again tomorrow and see if I can get through. I told them 48 hours. So that means 48 hours, 24 hours would be today at 7, well, tomorrow at 7, and then 48 hours would be Saturday at 7. So I've got to figure that out. But anyway, I'm going to try to keep my word and still try to do another live stream. And maybe I'll let this one be it. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. And I wanted to talk about my guest from last week. Something in particular that my guest said that I wanted to talk about. And I had a guest actually on, well, scheduled, and at the last minute, my guest said they couldn't do it. So it kind of put a damper on me a little bit, and not to mention I was tired. But anyway, I was talking about weight loss and goal setting. And my guest said something in particular last week that I wanted to hone in on. She said, I just don't know why I'm not able to lose these 50 pounds. And I asked a few other questions, but the main question I asked her was, had she dedicated a total year to that effort? And the ultimate answer was no, she hadn't. But she made mention that no, she was probably not going to exercise 365 days a year. And if you listen to the live stream, it sort of kind of got convoluted, and the conversation sort of took a different path because I didn't necessarily mean 365 days. And although I tried to clear that up, I was just trying to say, okay, if you say you're going to work out three, five, 4 days a week or whatever, and you say you're going to eat a certain way and definitely not eat the old way, and put at least a year into it. My guess is she's going to be 60 in a year or a year and some change. And I figured 59 years and not putting significant time into an ultimate goal is the exact reason why maybe that goal has not yet been achieved. And I wanted the conversation to get to that point, but it didn't. And I guess I have to be okay with that. And the reason I wanted to talk about that is because I'm in the process of doing that. I did dedicate, actually, I remember I was like 80 something pounds after about 9 months. And then after the year, I had lost a total of 113 pounds. And I know what it was like to be consistent for that year, and I achieved the goal. Of course, I went up and down several times after that, but I at least did dedicate some serious and significant time, and I definitely did see the results. Just like I'm doing now, I'm seeing results, and I'm trying to hold on to what it is that I have in place right now because it's easy when you're accustomed to bad diet and not exercising, and when you've had a weight problem all your life, you know it's not easy for most people, and it hasn't been easy for me, but I'm on a different path right now, and I'm trying to stay on it. So far so good. Still not easy, I still struggle, but I'm getting through it. I'm listening to some wonderful motivational speakers and some inspirational messages and things that help me. But I realize that regardless of what or who I listen to, the bottom line is going to be the decision that I make. And in closing, I wanted to talk about, my guest one more time. And I guess if I had to speak to the question she asked, why could she not do it? It really does have to do with dedication and consistency. Part of the conversation, she said something about it's not about consistency. And I get her point when she says, certain things in life can come up and they cause us to be sidetracked and thrown off track. And that happens to a lot of us, including me. It has happened. But at the end of the day, regardless of what comes up, if we're consistent and we're dedicated and we stay focused, then you will get the results, whether it's to lose weight or to finish a degree in school or to, whatever it is you set your mind to. If you're persistent and you don't stop, you can achieve weight loss goals and so many other goals. So, with that being said, I'm going to try to go to something else that I experienced this week. And it has to do with what my live stream is about. And it's about listening and hearing and examining and weighing out options as it relates to principles, universal principles in particular, points of references, and even certain laws. And I am finding, and I don't know what the message is or the lesson is for me eventually, but I'm finding and interacting with people a lot about myself. I realize what and how I can be perceived in terms of being persistent with something that I have found to be logical, reasonable, sensible. I guess, I don't know. I say quite often, I don't want anyone to prove me wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong at anything. However, if someone brings something to my attention, I guess that's logical or the words I use, sensible, reasonable, then I'm open to that because I take the medicine that I prescribed in terms of listening and hearing and examining situations. So I enjoy talking and working through situations, and it's not always easy depending on the topic and even, the personality you're dealing with. Some people are just not going to reason if it goes against a strong belief they have or a strong feeling that they may have or feel, or just something that they just do not want to either do or participate in. Logic or no logic, right or no right. It's just, when people have their mind made up, it's hard to change someone, even with logic and even with truth and facts. If someone does not want to accept something, they're just not going to accept it. And I pray to God that that's never, ever me. And it's something that I work hard on in terms of being able to reason. Not to be religious, but the Bible says, let's reason together. Reasoning is very important. And if you find yourself not willing or even able to reason with truth, facts, and logic, even, you know, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to leave it there. But anyway, I guess this will be the live stream that I missed on Wednesday. I'm trying to get reestablished, with my workflow in terms of resetting up my ability to work as I have been. I've been in transit for a long time and I'm just trying to get stable again, and I'm going to be okay. I know that, but it just hasn't been easy lately. Still have some good content on the way, including my book that I have been diligently working on to finish. So I see I have one person who showed up, and I'm okay with that. I noticed last night that there were 19 views. I don't know if 19 different people viewed it or what. I guess I have some hideout viewers, or people who check out my material, and it's cool. If people don't say who they are, and I have no way of knowing who they are, but 19 views in 24 hours for a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody is okay, I guess. And again, as much as I appreciate having some feedback and some input from people, it's therapy for me. So, yes, I am. This is called the bedside edition of my live stream. Hopefully, next week I'll be up and ready. And I don't know if I can hang as long as I'm working out, at 5 and 6 in the morning. I can't stay up past 9 because I'm focused on my goal of just trying to stabilize my weight and my fitness level. So that 9 o'clock thing is going to have to be on hold for just a little while. Or I'll be able to upload it and then just, let it run. I'll still be live, but the main content will perhaps be pre-recorded as I do sometime. Anyway, the Sandman is peeping around the corner, and I'm going to just go ahead and go. Thank you for the 13 or 14 minutes I've been on. Have yourself a good evening. Find somebody you need to say, I love you too. And don't just say it. Show it and mean it, okay? Even if it's yourself. Go look in the mirror and say, I love you. And then do something to show it. Because talk is cheap. Anyway, have a good night. And let's see. I'm going to see how to shut down. How do I stop? I've got to get better at this. Am I even live? Oh, Christine says, hey. Hey, Christine. Hey, girl. How you been? So, yeah. I'm going to go. How do I log out? Is it this button? Anyway, good night. Let's see if this is the button. I'll catch you guys next week. And I think it is. Yeah. Okay. Good night.